Have you ever felt like the more you chase a girl, the more she pulls away? Why does it seem like the ones we want the most are the ones who are least interested in us? If you've ever been in this situation, don't worry, you're not alone. But what if I told you that Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers, had the key to flipping this dynamic? In this video, we'll uncover 10 powerful Stoic principles from Marcus Aurelius that can completely change the way you approach attraction and relationships. By the end of this, you won't need to chase because she'll be the one chasing you. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more wisdom on stoicism and self-mastery. And trust me, you'll want to watch this video until the end, because what you're about to learn can transform your love life forever. 1. Master yourself first.
Have you ever found yourself obsessing over someone checking your phone constantly?
Replaying conversations in your head, wondering why she's not texting back? Be honest, how many times have you stayed up late, staring at your screen, hoping for a notification that never came? I get it, we've all been there. You meet someone amazing and suddenly she's all you can think about. You start rearranging your life around her, putting her at the center of your world. But here's the harsh truth. The more you make her the focus of your life, the more she loses interest. Why? Because attraction isn't built on neediness. It's built on self-sufficiency. And this is exactly what Marcus Aurelius meant when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Let me tell you a story. There was a guy, let's call him Jake. Jake met a girl named Emily, and he fell for her hard. He texted her first every morning, liked all her Instagram posts within seconds, and even skipped the gym just to be available if she wanted to hang out. At first, Emily was flattered. She enjoyed the attention, but over time, something changed. She started replying less, canceling plans, and acting distant. And Jake, he panicked. He doubled down, tried harder, sent her long messages about how much he cared. But that only pushed her further away. Here's what Jake didn't realize. Women aren't attracted to men who make them their entire world. They're drawn to men who have their own world, men who are building something, who are driven by a purpose bigger than any single relationship. Now think about your own life. Have you ever let someone become your world only to watch them drift away? If so, I want you to ask yourself, what were you chasing? Were you chasing love or were you chasing validation? The secret to making a girl chase you isn't to chase her at all. It's to master yourself first. Build your body, sharpen your mind, focus on your goals. When you become a man of value, women will naturally be drawn to you. And the best part? Even if she doesn't chase, it won't matter, because you'll already have everything you need within yourself. 2. Detach from the outcome. Have you ever sent a text and then spent hours waiting for a reply? You keep checking your phone, rereading the message, wondering if you said something wrong. Maybe you even start imagining the worst. Did I come on too strong? Is she losing interest? What if she's talking to someone else? And every passing minute without a reply feels like torture. If you've ever been in this situation, trust me, you're not alone. But here's the crazy part. The moment you stop caring about the reply is the moment she starts replying faster. Sounds strange, right? But it all comes down to a powerful Stoic principle that Marcus Aurelius lived by. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Let's go back to your story for a second. Imagine there are 2 versions of you. One version is obsessed with getting this girl's attention. He overthinks every move, checks her social media 20 times a day, and feels anxious if she takes too long to respond. The other version? He texts her and then goes about his day. He's not worried about whether she replies in 5 minutes or 5 hours because he's too busy living his life. He's working out, chasing his goals, and having fun. Now, be honest with yourself, which version of you do you think she finds more attractive? The truth is, women can sense when a man is desperate for their attention. And nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. But when you detach from the outcome, when you genuinely don't care whether she texts back or not, you become 10 times more attractive. Because suddenly she starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me like other guys do? What's so special about his life that he's not obsessed with me? And just like that, the dynamic shifts. You're no longer chasing, you're being chased. So the next time you feel yourself overthinking, remind yourself of this: you are the prize. Whether she stays or goes doesn't define your worth. You define it. And when you fully embrace that mindset, you'll notice something incredible. Women will start chasing you without you even trying. 3. Embrace the power of mystery. Have you ever been crazy about someone at the beginning, only to lose interest the moment they became too predictable? Be honest, how many times have you been completely captivated by a girl, only to feel that excitement fade once you knew everything about her? Now flip the script. Have you ever been drawn to someone who wasn't an open book? Someone who made you wonder what's going on in their mind? Someone who gave you just enough attention to keep you interested, but never too much to feel like you had them figured out? That's the power of mystery, and it's one of the biggest reasons why some men naturally attract women without even trying. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, stop talking so much about yourself, just be. Let her figure you out piece by piece. Now let's take this back to your own love story. Imagine you meet an amazing girl. She's beautiful, charming, and everything you've ever wanted. You start talking, and in your excitement, you tell her everything about yourself. Your past, your feelings, your dreams, your childhood, dogs, name everything. At first she seems interested, but over time something changes. She doesn't seem as excited to text back. The conversations don't feel as electric anymore, and eventually she pulls away. Now here's the question, why? It's simple. There was nothing left to discover. You gave her the entire book in one sitting, and now there's no reason for her to keep turning the pages. Now imagine if you had let her earn that knowledge instead. What if, instead of telling her everything right away, you let her uncover your layers over time? What if you allowed curiosity to build? That's what mystery does. It keeps her engaged, intrigued, and invested. So the next time you meet someone, don't rush to fill the silence. Let her wonder. Let her ask the questions. Give her just enough to keep her intrigued, but never too much that she stops wondering. Because when you become a mystery, you become unforgettable. For be unshakable. Have you ever been in a situation where a girl you really like started acting distant? Maybe she took longer to reply, canceled plans, or seemed less excited to talk to you. Be honest, how did you react? Did you stay calm and focused on your own life? Or did you spiral into panic mode, overthinking every move, sending long messages, trying harder to get her attention? If you've ever felt this, don't worry, you're not alone. But here's the harsh truth. Women are naturally drawn to men who remain unshaken, no matter what happens. Marcus Aurelius put it perfectly when he said, "You shouldn't give circumstances the power to rouse anger, for they don't care at all." Let's go back to your love story. Imagine you're dating a girl named Sarah. Everything is going great. The chemistry is strong, the conversations are deep, and you feel like she really likes you. Then suddenly things start changing. She cancels plans last minute. Her replies become dry. She's not laughing at your jokes like before. At this moment, you have two choices. Option 1, you let your emotions take over. You start texting her more, asking if something is wrong, trying to fix whatever is happening. You feel anxious, desperate, and unsure of yourself. Option 2, you remain unshaken. You don't react emotionally. You continue living your life, hitting the gym, working on your goals, having fun. If she's pulling away, you don't chase. Instead, you let her come back on her own if she wants to. Now, which version of you do you think Sarah will respect more? Women are attracted to men who have control over their emotions. A man who panics, begs, or gets upset over a shift in energy loses power. But a man who stays calm and unbothered? That's the man who commands respect. So the next time you feel the urge to overreact, don't. Take a deep breath. Remember that your emotions are yours to control, not hers. If she's interested, she'll come back. If not, you move forward, unshaken. Because at the end of the day, the most attractive thing you can be is a man who never loses his center no matter what. 5. Stop seeking external validation. Have you ever tried extra hard to impress a girl, hoping she would see your worth? Maybe you dressed a certain way, said things you thought she wanted to hear, or changed your personality just to get her approval. Be honest, how did that work out for you? Most guys have been there. You meet someone you like, and suddenly her opinion of you becomes everything. If she compliments you, you feel amazing. If she ignores you, you feel worthless. It's an emotional roller coaster, one that Marcus Aurelius warned us about when he said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Let's go back to your own love story. Imagine there's a guy, let's call him Ryan. Ryan meets a girl named Lily, and from the moment they start talking, he's hooked. But instead of being himself, he starts shaping his personality around what he thinks Lily wants. She likes indie music? Suddenly, Ryan is an indie music expert. She's into yoga? Now Ryan is stretching every morning even though he hates it. At first, Lily seems interested, but over time something shifts. She starts pulling away, she loses attraction. Why? Because Ryan stopped being his own man. He gave away his power by seeking her validation instead of living in his own truth. Now think about yourself. Have you ever done something just to win a girl's approval? If so, here's what you need to realize. The moment you stop looking for validation is the moment women start giving it to you. Imagine if Ryan had stayed true to himself. Imagine if instead of changing for Lily, he remained confident in who he was. That version of Ryan would have been irresistible. The truth is, women aren't attracted to men who need their validation. They're attracted to men who validate themselves. So next time you catch yourself wondering, does she like me? Flip the script. Ask yourself, do I even like her? Because the second you stop seeking approval and start owning your worth, you'll notice something powerful. She'll start seeking your validation instead. 6. Be willing to walk away. Have you ever held on to a girl even when you knew deep down she wasn't treating you right? Maybe she started acting distant, stopped making an effort, or even disrespected you. But instead of walking away, you stayed, hoping things would go back to how they were. Be honest, how did that turn out? Most guys have been there. You meet a girl, you really like her, and suddenly you're afraid of losing her. You ignore red flags, tolerate bad behavior, and put up with things you never should just to keep her in your life. But here's the truth. The man who is willing to walk away is the man who holds all the power. Marcus Aurelius said it best. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Let's go back to your own love story. Imagine there's a guy named Alex. Alex meets a girl named Sophie, and at first everything is perfect. She's affectionate, excited to see him, and makes him feel like the most important man in the world. But over time, things change. She starts canceling plans, taking longer to reply, and acting cold. Alex notices, but instead of addressing it, he ignores it. He doesn't want to lose her, so he lowers his standards. One day, Sophie completely stops putting in effort. She knows Alex won't leave no matter how she treats him, so she loses respect for him. And once respect is gone, so is attraction. Now imagine if Alex had done something different. Imagine if the moment Sophie started treating him poorly, he calmly let her know, I respect myself too much to accept this. If this is how things are going to be, I'm walking away. That simple act of self-respect would have changed everything. Because here's the truth. Women respect men who respect themselves. When you're willing to walk away from bad treatment, you show that you're a man of value, a man who won't settle for less than he deserves. So next time you're afraid of losing a girl, remember this. The only thing worse than losing her is losing yourself. And the moment you embrace that, you'll notice something powerful. She'll either start chasing you, or you'll realize you never needed her in the first place. 7. Control your emotions, control the game. Let me ask you something. Have you ever let your emotions take over when dealing with a girl? Maybe she ignored your text, flirted with someone else, or acted distant. And instead of staying calm, you got upset. You sent a long emotional message or started acting needy, hoping she'd reassure you. Be honest, how did that work out? Most guys have been there. You meet a girl, you start falling for her, and suddenly, her actions dictate your emotions. If she's warm, you feel great. If she's cold, you feel miserable. But here's the secret. The man who controls his emotions controls the game. Marcus Aurelius put it best when he said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Let's go back to your own love story. Imagine there's a guy named Daniel. Daniel meets a girl named Chloe, and at first everything is going great. They text all the time, she's excited to see him, and he feels like he finally found the one. Then, one day Chloe doesn't text back for hours. Daniel notices and his mind starts racing. Did I say something wrong? Is she losing interest? What if she's talking to someone else? The longer she takes, the worse he feels. Finally, he gives in, he double texts her, asks if something's wrong, and starts acting desperate. The moment Chloe reads his message, she loses attraction. Not because she doesn't like him, but because she sees that he's emotionally weak. Instead of staying calm, confident, and in control, he let his emotions take over, and nothing is less attractive than a man who can't control himself. Now imagine if Daniel had done something different. Imagine if, instead of overreacting, he simply shrugged it off and focused on his own life. He went to the gym, worked on his goals, and had fun without worrying about Chloe's response. That version of Daniel? Unshakable, attractive, powerful. Because here's the truth. Women are drawn to men who remain in control no matter what. If you let her moods, actions, or texts control your emotions, you'll always be chasing. But the moment you control your emotions, that's the moment she starts chasing you. 8. Focus on purpose, not just love. Let me ask you something. Have you ever made a girl the center of your world? Maybe you dropped your hobbies, stopped hanging out with friends, or even neglected your goals just to spend more time with her. Be honest, how did that turn out? Most guys have done this at some point. You meet someone special and suddenly she becomes your biggest priority. Your thoughts revolve around her. Your happiness depends on her attention, and without realizing it, you start losing yourself. But here's what you need to understand. Women are not attracted to men who put them above their purpose. Marcus Aurelius put it perfectly when he said, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." Now let's go back to your love story. Imagine there's a guy named Liam. Liam meets a girl named Emma, and from the moment they start dating, he's all in. He stops going to the gym, spends less time with his friends, and even skips work just to be available whenever she wants to hang out. At first, Emma enjoys the attention, but over time something shifts. She starts seeing Liam as too available, too predictable, too easy. One day she tells him, "I feel like something is missing." And just like that, she's gone. Liam is devastated. He gave her everything, his time, his energy, his love. But that was the problem. He stopped being the man she was initially attracted to. Now imagine if Liam had done something different. Imagine if instead of making Emma his purpose, he had stayed focused on his own mission. If he had kept hitting the gym, working on his career, and pursuing his passions with or without her. That version of Liam? Unstoppable, magnetic, irresistible. Because here's the truth. Women don't want to be your purpose. They want to join you on your journey. They're drawn to men who are building something, who have a vision, who are chasing greatness. So if you've ever felt like you lost a girl because you cared too much, ask yourself, were you chasing love? Or were you chasing your purpose? Because when you focus on your mission first, love will chase you. Don't try to impress, just be. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried really hard to impress a girl? Maybe you talked about your achievements, wore expensive clothes, or acted like someone you're not just to make her like you. Be honest, did it work? Or did it feel like you were performing instead of just being yourself? Most guys make this mistake. You meet a girl you really like and suddenly, you feel this pressure to prove that you're worthy of her. You try to be funnier, richer, smarter, cooler, anything to make her impressed. But here's the truth. Trying too hard to impress a woman has the opposite effect. Marcus Aurelius put it best when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Now let's go back to your love story. Imagine there's a guy named Jake. Jake meets a beautiful girl named Sophia, and from the very first date, he's obsessed with making her like him. He brags about his car, talks about how much money he makes, and constantly checks her reaction to see if she's impressed. At first, Sophia is polite, but after a while she starts losing interest. Why? Because Jake is trying too hard. Instead of being real, he's acting like a salesman selling himself instead of just being himself. Now imagine if Jake had done something different. Imagine if, instead of trying to impress Sophia, he had simply been present, relaxed, and comfortable in his own skin. If he had shared stories about his life, asked about hers, and let the connection grow naturally. That version of Jake? Attractive, confident, effortless. Because here's the truth. Women are not impressed by what you say. They're impressed by who you are. A man who is comfortable in his own skin, who doesn't seek approval, who is genuinely himself without forcing it. That's the man women are drawn to. So the next time you feel the urge to prove yourself, stop. Just be. Let her see the real you without the need for validation. Because when you stop trying to impress, that's when you truly become impressive. 10. Give her space to miss you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever liked a girl so much that you wanted to talk to her all the time? Maybe you texted her good morning, checked in throughout the day, and always made yourself available whenever she wanted to see you. Be honest, did it make her chase you or did she start pulling away? Most guys have made this mistake. You meet someone amazing, and your first instinct is to be around her as much as possible. You think that by showing up constantly, texting first and always making plans, you'll win her over. But here's the truth. Attraction grows in space, not in suffocation. Marcus Aurelius said it best. Withdraw into yourself. The rational principle that rules, You has this nature that it is content with itself when it does what is right. Now let's go back to your love story. Imagine there's a guy named Ethan. Ethan meets a girl named Olivia, and from the first date he's completely into her. They have great chemistry and he doesn't want to risk losing her, so he starts texting her all the time. He's always the one making plans, always checking in, always there. At first Olivia enjoys the attention, but over time something shifts. She starts replying later, canceling plans, losing interest. Ethan doesn't understand. I'm doing everything right, he thinks. Why is she pulling away? The answer? She never got the chance to miss him. Now imagine if Ethan had done something different. Imagine if, instead of always being available, he had given her space. If he had let her text first sometimes. If he had focused on his own life instead of always checking in. That version of Ethan, mysterious, confident, intriguing. Because here's the truth. Woman can't chase you if you never give her space to. If you're always there, always reaching out, always present, there's no excitement, no anticipation, no longing. So if you feel like you're doing everything right but she's still pulling away, ask yourself, have you given her space to miss you? Because sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to step back and let her come to you. Conclusion. And there you have it, 10 powerful lessons from Marcus Aurelius that will shift the way you approach attraction forever. Remember, true confidence isn't about chasing, it's about being. Work on yourself, develop your purpose, and let attraction come naturally. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below on which principle resonated with you the most. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.